All right, we're back. Circling Back podcast coming to you live from Austin, Texas. My name's Will DeFries. To my left, David Ruff.
Hey, thanks for having me. Were y'all aware that they're doing a Bad Boys 4?
I didn't know they had a Bad Boys 3. I guess was Bad Boys 3 the most recent new one, and they had 2 old ones?
Yes. I knew about 3, but I never saw it.
Is Martin in this one?
Martin Lawrence is in the movie, yes.
Okay.
As is Will Smith. I could be talked into this. That would require me going back and watching 3, which I'm fine. I'm actually fine with doing a full Bad Boys rewatch.
I was going to say, could you have been talked into 3? It's just that no one did it.
Yeah, I don't. You could tell me it came out 2 years ago. You could tell me it came out 10 years ago. And I would be like, yeah, checks out. But I don't know.
Which one had Gabrielle Union in it? Was that 2?
I think that was 2.
Ooh, she looked good in that.
Okay.
Just saying, man.
There's nothing else notable about the movie besides the look of one woman in it?
Those are good movies.
Bad Boys 3, Bad Boys for Life, 2020.
That's what's up, dude. I'm a bad boy
Vanessa
for life.
Hudgens.
I know we're like going through a writer's strike. I know that there's a lot of old movies out there that are considered legendary. There are volume shooting remakes at a clip that I can't be okay with at this point. I decided to dip in the other night after a couple margaritas into White Men Can't Jump, starring Jack Harlow.
Oh, how's that?
It's fine, but like I started to realize, like in it, I was like, do we need it? Does it need to happen?
There is a lot of that going on, man. They're
It's
just
just a
redoing old classics. What's up with that? Is this a series or a movie?
Movie.
Okay.
It's just a movie.
You said you checked it out. Did you watch the whole thing?
No, it was like I said, after 2 margaritas, and it was kind of at the point where it was optimistic to start something 2 hours long when I had probably only about 45 minutes in me before I started dozing off. So, I mean, it was entertaining enough, but like it doesn't touch the original movie. So like I start to feel worse about it. Like something I've never understood is that Randy is like obsessed with the live action Disney remakes. Like he says that they're all better than the original. He absolutely loves them, and like he just eats them up. Like
I've heard him say that too.
He said that if like when he has kids, he's only showing them the remade Disney originals. Isn't that right, Randy?
No, God no.
You love it. You were like, dude, I've never turned one off.
They're so creatively lazy. That's all I have to say about it.
Ooh, I like that. That's
So
video guy
Yeah,
talk.
the actual production, yes, it's a lot of work and good for all those people, but it's just so creatively lazy.
That was such a highbrow comment from Randy.
That was fucking tight.
Yeah.
Any issue with the cinematography while we're here?
I don't know. I haven't watched any of the movies.
But you can tell.
I haven't made it more than 20 minutes into one of the live action remakes of the Disney movies, and I've tried.
They're not entertaining.
They're trash.
They're
It
bad.
doesn't make any sense.
They should just stop doing it, I think.
And I think there was a time in my life where I could have made a couple different decisions in life and become a Disney adult, which is maybe why I sympathize with them. So like I feel like I should be really into these live action ones that are coming out. Nah, Aladdin, trash. Lion King, garbage.
I'm not doing
I
it.
thought Aladdin was pretty well done.
The live action one?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I needed to finish it. Maybe I wrote it off too early because I thought Lion King was terrible.
From like a filmmaker's perspective, Randy, like it may not be that good, and it may have just played all of the right nostalgia notes in my heart. But I enjoyed it. I walked out of there being like, okay, that was cool.
From a business perspective, like Lion King and Aladdin are, I think, 2 of the top grossing, like of top 10 of all time films. So they're not going to stop anytime soon because then they can sell all the merchandise again too. So from a business capitalistic standpoint, it's a really good move by them.
Interesting.
Are they going to get a bunch of scabs in to like go against the writer's strike and start like just rewriting shitty?
Now all the scabs are going to join the protests because they're going to start using Chat GPT.
Do you even need writers?
Yeah.
No.
You really don't. Just
Sadly.
It's a tough time to have a writer's protest with this Chat GPT stuff coming up.
Honestly, that's a great point. Yeah.
I will not on just a moral basis alone. I'm not going to go to a movie that's written by Chat GPT.
At some point, you're going to have no choice, I think.
I think I'll have a choice to go to a movie or not, and I'll probably say no. I'm not doing AI generated movies.
What if they're all AI generated?
Then I just won't watch a movie.
The actors are going to like pass away, and they're still going to be in movies because AI is going to just recreate them.
That's fine.
yeah.
I mean,
Tom Hanks said that's absolutely happening to him.
Yeah.
Which
Which he's great. So yeah, bring it on for him. But
his estate will shall get royalties
Sure.
for his image and likeness, hopefully.
Yeah.
But if the only music available was like AI generated like EDM stuff, you probably wouldn't listen to it, right? Because you don't listen to much EDM now.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So like if the only option there is to watch an AI generated thing, right now my stance is that I think I'd be very against it.
If AI released a new like Biggie Smalls album, I'm all in. You know what I mean?
No,
That's weird.
no,
I think that's really
I think
weird.
that's weird. Yeah,
I'm doing it.
it's weird. Like especially coming from like we work in a creative industry.
But if it puts out 14 tracks of straight gas, how you not going to at least dive in?
Because it's not written on his like life experiences. So
Yeah.
it's like it's you're hearing.
I
you're
couldn't be
hearing
more
just-
out.
Yeah, that part doesn't bother me. I guess.
Oh, it bothers me
Yeah.
so much. Because it's taking money out of other people's pockets that are actually trying to like make like hone a craft, like
no,
release a single, do stuff, and then we got like just like AI generated
I hear
Biggie.
you.
That's sad.
I don't support what's going to be happening with AI and like recreating stuff and taking jobs and all that. I'm just saying,
Jerps.
if you put a
That's
Biggie
big.
Smalls album in front of me, like I'm gonna spin it. That's all I'm saying.
I saw that they did a Frank Sinatra version of Lil Jon's "Get Low." I've not jumped into it yet, but
Have you ever dipped into this Frank Sinatra Biggie remix album that was from like 15 years ago?
no, I like to keep those genres separate. I respect them both. I'd like to enjoy them in
It's
different
good.
occasions.
It's legit good.
I mean, you put Frank on anything, it's gonna be good.
Old Blue Eyes.
Sure.
Yeah.
To be clear, if AI chooses to cross the picket line, we can't support that. So AI,
Hey,
you need to figure it out.
It's coming, Davey.
I don't like how in you are.
I'm not in.
Oh, you're in.
I don't support this. I don't support. I'm just saying.
You're
Like,
just
how can you
sad.
not listen to like a fire album that it creates? How could you not?
Did you listen to the song, the Drake and Weeknd song
Yeah.
that everybody was
Yeah, I did. Well, I listened to 20 seconds of it.
like? You could tell like how this would be a good song potentially if they recorded it. It didn't sound good. I don't think their voices sounded good.
But if
like,
that's
it
like-
sounded off.
If that's like the first iteration of what it's capable of, it's probably going to get better.
Yeah, probably.
You know what I mean?
It's gonna get
Just-
better in like 2 weeks.
The whole thing's problematic. I can talk about this for hours. It's really interesting to me, actually.
Yeah,
I don't
I
wanna,
can't.
but-
I can't get on the supportive. I can't get on any supportive train of this.
Mm.
I mean, AI could just recreate our voices. We could just sit back and let it do podcasts for
Or
us.
someone else could figure out how to have it recreate our voices, and then they could sit back
Yeah.
and profit off of us.
Yeah.
Like so. It's just no. There's no.
I
There's
feel like
no.
we could sue.
There's no angle that I'm going for.
Could we sue?
Probably not.
Yeah.
Do you think there's laws around being able to like take AI generated shit right now?
We
It's
could
all right.
sue.
Yeah, we could sue.
We'd throw the book at them.
Oh yeah.
We'd take that book and we would just throw it across the room at their
I'd
fucking
probably just
heads.
quit. I'd probably just quit altogether if they started replacing our voices with our own voices and doing something.
hmm
That's when you need to pivot because it's inevitable.
I'd like to see him do live streams. How about that? I'd like to see him do barbecue live streams. But they can't do that.
YouTube.com/washed media. If you want to go check out our live stream from last Thursday, it was fucking lit.
On that note, you can intro me. I have something to say about it.
Dylan Shivery.
Yes, thank you. Will, happy to be here. So we did the live stream in my backyard at my home, and the lawn people showed up in the middle of it. Therefore, my backyard was very long. So this morning, since I don't have a lawnmower at my house,
You scissor cutted it.
I had to borrow my father's.
Oh.
So I went to go get his lawnmower, and I mowed my backyard this morning. So this morning I've mowed one more backyard than you have in your entire life,
That's fine.
just already this morning.
That's fine.
Before 9 o'clock.
The fact that you exposed yourself in the live stream of having a team of guys that normally do your lawn is more than enough for me.
Yeah. Again,
Facts.
I don't have a garage, nor do I have a shed. No place to keep a lawnmower at my crib. Just a carport there. So that's my excuse. I'm sticking with it. It's reasonably priced.
What if you just kept it in the
Service.
box? What if each time you mowed your lawn, you took it apart and put it back in the box and just put it in storage or in your attic or whatever?
Remember when everyone was doing the dick in the box jokes all the time?
I guess. Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
long, long time ago.
Yeah. People were going real hard on those, man.
This is a popular Halloween costume
Yeah,
for
it
cool
was.
guys.
Yeah. Will did that last year, actually.
Listener voicemails Thursdays. Patreon.com/circling back podcast. We've been on a little heater on Patreon. We've had some entertaining episodes lately, whether it's touching base to conspiracy podcast or exactly 5 minutes, the most rapidly moving podcast in Wash Media history. We're having fun over there. If you want to call in for the hotline, 888-618-4422. Again, 888-618-4422. You can also go check out that live stream at youtube.com/washedmedia, or you should go subscribe to Circling Back on YouTube at youtube.com/circlingback. Or you can go check out some of the merch on washmedia.shop to support this. But without further ado, it's time to recap this weekend in fun presented by our friends over at Early Bird CBD. You know what Early Bird is at this point. Whole squad taking just one, absolutely vibing on the couch, just doing whatever we feel like. It's a recreational hemp product that contains around 2.5 milligrams of natural THC, around 12.5 milligrams of CBD in each gummy. They're formulated for fun and to make you feel good. I'm on that watermelon grind right now. I got a
Ooh,
sample pack that I just busted into, and I'm just picking them off clean one by one, dog.
I'm on my strawberry shit, man.
Must be nice.
The latest batch was a little heavy-handed with the THC too, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's nice when you pick up one of the bottles and you're like, oh, man.
Yeah, you see that 2.8
Yeah, we
something
out
on there,
here
it's
right
like,
now. We just
oh,
out here.
I'm about to get a little lifted.
But then sometimes you're like, yeah, I see that 2.3. I
Oh,
need that.
They all
I need to
hit.
take a little bit off.
Yeah.
These things are formulated for fun. These things aren't just going to knock you out. You can vibe on them a little bit.
You can, but they also will help you sleep really well.
They do. It's just a little microdose of THC to make you feel great without getting too lit. These guys are based in Austin. They were our first ever sponsor on this podcast. The morning of our first ever podcast, they rolled in and said, hey, can we buy an ad? It's like, well, we're recording within your house. So yeah, you can record, or you can have an ad on our podcast. Paid us in cash. It was awesome. Please don't audit us. Early Bird CBD. Tastes good. Make you feel good. earlybirdcbd.com. Code BACKER gets you 20% off your first purchase with promo code. Again, BACKER at earlybirdcbd.com. Dylan, what did you get into this weekend, my man?
Pretty low-key weekend for your boy. Highlight was Parks' final game, his final soccer game. Man, they had the lead. They had the lead in the second half. They were up 2-1. Unfortunately, they gave up two goals late and took their last and final L of the season. All L's, no dubs. Parks was not a happy camper. I know, man. Probably because y'all weren't there, like cheering him on. Honestly, he's been like, where are Will and Dave?
How many games?
I think they played 6.
Fuck.
It's a short season.
Okay. At least it wasn't like, I was scared you were going to say like 14 or something. I was going to be like,
No.
dude, you're just losing 14
I think
in a row.
Parks would have stopped showing up if it was 14.
6 isn't enough. It sounds like they're just now hitting their stride.
Yeah.
Eh.
Anyway,
just
They
ran
might
out
have a
of
little
time.
bit more to hit their stride after
They
that
ran out of
loss.
time.
Yeah. The rest of my weekend was pretty chill. I had my sister and brother-in-law and my two little nieces in town and hung out with them. And it was a nice, we cooked out and went to Zilker Park. It was chill, man. Nothing wild though.
You hit the Z-Paw?
Did. Yeah.
How's
I told
that?
y'all I was going to drop a line to y'all on Sunday. I ended up not doing that, obviously.
Yeah, I was ready to go fly fishing. I had all my shit ready.
No, like drop a line like on the
I
phone.
was
to
tying
see
flies
it.
all Saturday night, waiting for you to call me so I could show up. I actually made one called the Woolly Dorn.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Maybe next weekend.
Okay.
What about you guys? What about you, Dave?
I'll just hit the highlights, of which there were not many. But I will say that my weekend essentially started Thursday afternoon with the live stream brought to you by Academy. Did some ribs. It was fun. Haven't brought out the smoker or the meat smoking in a while, but a good way to kick it off. Friday, of course, the Stars dropped an OT just gut punch to your Vegas Knights, and that would become a theme. So we did some hockey.
I wasn't going to bring it up.
We did a lot of PGA. We watched some golf. Watched a lot of golf. Saturday and Sunday. I got to give a shout out to my son Rhodes, who I think is listening.
So your partner too?
He's my son and my partner, famously. He normally doesn't let me watch anything. He commandeers that television, whether it's Toy Story, Paw Patrol, Bluey, maybe some Mickey Mouse. It's his, and I don't put up a fight. I'm fine with watching whatever on my laptop or my thumb.
He's him.
But Saturday, he watched golf, and he was happy with it. And when it at one point YouTube TV crapped out. He goes, "What happened to golf?" Or said
Oh.
in less coherent terms. And I was like, "Did you like watching that? Is this going to be a thing?" I don't know if it is, but we got to watch some golf.
I bet
and
you
that
it's
was
pretty.
fantastic.
It can be soothing for a little lad.
You're better at dad than me because when Fritz wants to watch something and there's like a major on,
Mm-hmm.
Manchester United game, I'll relegate myself from the main TV if I need to for like another soccer game. But if it's something that I'm actually emotionally invested in, I toss the iPad in front of him and then I get the big screen.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was very emotionally invested last night or yesterday afternoon, I guess. Game 2 of the Western Conference Finals. And boy, you talk about coughing up a lead. Watching that on my laptop, sitting at my kitchen table, it's bad. And I'm having to like mute myself because either my son's taking a nap or he's sleeping or he's there and I can't say what I want to say. And like, but he knows something's wrong. He'll look at mom and say, "What's wrong? What's wrong with him?" Well, his favorite team's down 0-2, so not looking good. We'll get 2 in Dallas. I think we can do that. Anyway, very low key. Didn't do much. Picked up dinner last night. Did a little Thai food, and thus concludes the highlights of Dave's
No,
weekend.
no. We're not glossing over the Thai food order. We're not glossing over what was the Thai food order?
Pad King.
Damn.
Was the name of the establishment? Was it a play on words of sorts?
No, it was Tuk Tuk.
Okay. Thai restaurants, they love to do that.
Yeah, Tuk Tuk's kind of our go-to, and shout out to them. Very, very good. Pad King. I don't really know the dishes. They're very similar, but this one had a lot of jalapeno in it, and let's just say I was feeling that today. Can you beat that weekend? is the
Eggplant
question.
parm summer.
Mm.
It's not competing with chicken piccata summer. They can exist in their own spaces. People are wondering if it's on. I put it to the test on Friday night. It might be. It might be.
I can't imagine looking at a menu at an Italian restaurant and being like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do the eggplant."
You know what? I'm glad you brought this up. I looked over at another table that was eating the chicken parm. You know, the meat eaters version, the carnivores version. And I looked over and I was like, man, that's just like a bunch of like white meat sitting there. Whereas this eggplant has been cooked and it's taken on some of the spices, some of the sauce.
Don't say the J word.
When the two combined, it was the juxtaposition. And I looked at the piece of chicken and I was like, man, that's just white chicken just sitting there. That's a little boring to me.
It's chicken, though.
That's a little boring to me.
I will have to say, Will popped top the other day, not on camera, unfortunately, for everyone who was watching.
Why
He
are you
did
doing
pop
this?
top. I saw him shirtless. You look great.
Well, I mean,
You've
I'm at my
like-
Peloton weight right
You've
now.
clearly trimmed down a bit, and I think it's because you're on your Pesco shit.
People like me a little heftier, though. A little heftier.
People who are people?
Dan Regester is one of them. He loves Fat Will.
He likes a little something to grab onto.
Yeah, Dan's disgusted by me when I'm not chunky.
I didn't know
Dan's
that.
favorite version of me was a time when he didn't even know me, which was just Red Wings playoff beard Will. But yeah, and so yeah, I was on my eggplant parm grind the other night, and I was very happy about it. We got some new friends that moved into town. Their names are Nick and Allison. It's been wonderful having just an injection of 2 different friends that we didn't have before. So I had a little lunch with them on Saturday. Went to a little place near the stew called Lou's. Dave, highly recommend if you're looking for somewhere to bring the Rhodes man, where he can run around freely and the wait staff loves it.
Mm.
They're very accommodating, very fun.
That's always a key. You can find one of those. You'll keep us coming back.
Yeah, we were eating good. But the real main event of the weekend was just really having just like a chill ass Sunday. I was feeling a little dusty. Had a little cocktail hour at my place the night before with a couple of my in-laws, and yeah, I was just whipping up watermelon margaritas like they were going out of style.
Oh shit!
We had a bunch of watermelon that we kind of forgot about in the fridge, and it was like, we got to get rid of this. We can either eat it or we can make margaritas out of it. And the bar was open. And so Sunday, I was a little dusty, and I cured my hangover with just the way that I do it now. I went to Matt's El Rancho and I ate some enchiladas. I went to the record store right after and made 2 cops. Talking Heads and Goose for those keeping track at home.
Damn,
You can follow me on Discogs.
you're on your goose shit right now.
And then, yeah, I mean, in more ways than one, my man. In more ways than one.
Oh, I know.
And then rounded out watching that PGA Championship, just chilling the most. What a time watching that PGA Championship. What does it feel like to you guys to have a live golfer with a major under his belt?
I don't love it, but you can't hold that dude back for too long, you know?
I mean, it was inevitable.
Yeah.
There's a few good players on live.
Cam Smith, he's going to get another one here.
Yeah, but he's been playing like shit. He
Yeah,
got
he's-
turned around like Brooks did.
He's he had a good Sunday. That's interesting. You went with eggplant parmesan.
Why?
I just have never been able to get past the fact that an egg planted that parmesan.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding when I say that. Like, I legitimately think it tastes better at Sammy's than the chicken.
I don't want to hear any more about your eggplant.
Yeah.
It's a
I just-
sauce play.
Okay.
You know, I don't.
It's a different thing. It's a
We're
different feeling. With the chicken parm, you feel like you're eating a piece of chicken covered in stuff. With the eggplant parm, it almost feels like you're eating some kind of lasagna hybrid. It's really nice.
I just told you I don't want to hear any more about it.
Oh, it's a juxto play. Everyone knows that.
We're not doing that.
Dude. Juxy.
You good? You comfortable?
Crisscross applesauce, baby. Our friends over at Academy Row suited and booted us this past week. We looked good. I had numerous people see me afterwards in my gear, even though I had sweat through it a little bit, had been outdoors for a while, was looking a little tired, and they thought, wow, that looks really nice. The earth tones everything. Whether you're trying to get in the zone or you're just out for the day, Row is a collection of on-trend closet staples made for whatever you're out for. It won't weigh you down with loud neons, oversized logos, and practical fabrics. Row includes a classic color palette, an inclusive tailored fit that'll always be on trend and versatile enough for errands, dinner, even a low-key evening chilling out. I had some tan shorts on, nice gray shirt. What were y'all wearing? Y'all look good too.
I had black shorts on, and you know how I am with colors. I think it was a tan
Oh yeah, I didn't mean to,
athletic tee.
I didn't mean to do you like that.
It's okay, man. I also had on the right of way shoes, which
Oh yeah,
were a very pleasant surprise when we opened that last box. I didn't even know they were here. I put them on and I instantly fell in love with them. They're comfortable too, by the way.
yeah. Mine were unfortunately about a half size too small, and therefore Randy is wearing them right now. So,
I'm wearing them right now as well.
Look at you.
They're very comfortable. And I texted I was texting with one Barrett Dudley, and that guy knows his fashion. And we were texting, and I said, "Hey, check out these shoes." And he's like, "Those are very clean." He's like, "You guys look great in the Row gear."
He said that?
Definitely
Barrett
said
Dudley
that.
said
Wow.
that. You're
I was
putting his
rocking
name
the
on it.
Adam short, I believe, the Adam shorts, which were quite comfortable. As someone who has a lot of shorts in that genre, that style, they're up there. They're very, very comfy and versatile. I've worn them to the gym. And the shoes, man, I don't have any shoes like this. They're just, you know what? I'll do this. I'm going to do it. Oh, God.
Oh,
You're gonna
wow.
pull something, dude.
Wow.
You gotta be
I already
careful.
did
You
from
gotta be
running
careful.
routes. That actually hurt.
Yeah, my new Row gear will be heavily featured in my gym rotation.
Sweat
Just-
wicking
just so you know.
fabrics, hidden pockets, tailored fit. They got it all. Soft materials, everything. They're just great. If you're looking for reliable staples at an accessible price point, shop Row. Sold exclusively at Academy Sports and Outdoors, or you can even visit academy.com/row or a location near you to shop today. I think you should go. I think everyone should go in the store. I love going into Academy, seeing what I need, seeing what I don't need, but I want.
Yeah.
Again, academy.com/row. Go make it happen. Saturday morning, I woke up. I think the New York Times wants to publish something either the day before or that morning, and people were losing their fucking minds over it. It says, "My husband flies first class and puts me in coach. Is that fair?" Apparently, they have an ethicist column. This essentially looks like the New York Times version of "Am I the Asshole?"
Yeah, I can't access it. It's behind a paywall.
Let me help you out.
Okay.
Name withheld. It's a weird name. I don't know who would call their kid that. Wrote into this. And it says, "My husband loves to travel and always either pays for or gets an upgrade into the first class cabin. When we travel together with our children, he buys himself a ticket in first class and puts us in economy or economy plus. He even did this recently on an overnight flight to Paris. He justifies flying alone in first class because of the cost and the fact that our kids, 12 and 16, might feel alone if I were to travel in first with him and leave them in the rear cabin. I feel this is unfair. I don't think our kids would mind if they were in economy plus and my husband and I sat together in first class. Is it unfair for me to want? My husband has suggested traveling alone on a different flight ahead of us so that we don't feel badly about the disparity, but this does not really address the problem of the inherent selfishness in his thinking. Am I wrong? We are happy to travel and love going places together, but it is still very strange." Thoughts?
It seems obvious. There's two ways this can go. You either switch off here, I'll fly first class there, you fly it here, back home. Or this guy just doesn't fly first class and sits back there with his family like a normal person would do.
Yeah, this guy seems incredibly selfish, not just a little bit. This is a bizarre move. I can't fathom trying to pull this off with my family. Like looking at my wife in the face and being like, have fun back there with the kiddos. I'm going to be up here drinking champagne and, fully stretched. This does not make sense to me at all.
I might see if maybe he's working up there. Like he's like, I've got to be on my laptop doing work guy things, but it doesn't look good. And what are the ages of the kids again? Did you say 12
12
and
and
13?
16.
12 and 16.
16, like you don't need to worry about the emotional state of that kid. Just throw him in the back row of the plane and let him vibe out. Like he's not going to give a fuck.
He's got headphones in, there's no doubt.
12-year-old too. If anything, I think they'd like to be without their parents.
That's setting a really weird that's got to be weird for the kids. Like, oh, dad gets to do this every time we travel.
This is
And
so
not
strange
mom.
to me.
And not us.
It's either got to be both parents or zero parents. You can't do it solo. You can't.
My absolute favorite part was this part. My husband has suggested traveling alone on a different flight ahead of us so that we don't feel badly about the disparity. That is a wild way to negotiate.
Or here's a crazy idea: sit with your family, buddy.
No. I like
Take
it.
a different flight
babe,
so that you
babe.
don't see it.
Babe, I'll go a little bit before. I'll make sure the hotel room's all set up and everything. I'll enjoy the extra day vacation.
You're right. That suggestion is so much worse than everything else going on here.
It's so tone deaf to
I'll
the
get
situation.
There, I'll get there
at
a couple
hand.
hours ahead of time.
I mean, I feel like this woman has Stockholm syndrome
I'll be at the pool
in the first place because she has to write into the New York Times about this, and she can't just have one of her friends be like, "Hey, your husband's an asshole."
Your husband is an asshole, ma'am. I'm sorry to say. You know you're not listening, but
What did the ethicist have to say?
I don't know.
Probably easy to guess, huh?
Yeah, it seems it says they close it out by saying, "Still, if your husband thinks that only one adult per trip should fly up front, why not suggest taking turns?" I mean, you can't. So I was talking this out with somebody. You can't really take turns mid-flight. Like I think they would stop you from switching seats if you tried to do it, or at least some flight attendants might stop you. Because we were talking about what if you bought one first class ticket for like a bachelor party? If say we were all flying to, I don't know, Las Vegas. We got one first class ticket. Dylan sits there and gets a few free drinks, and then like we rotate and we just start switching, and the boys are just all getting like free cocktails.
So everyone just shares the price of the upgrade. You're
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah, just one, and so it's an extra like $50 per dude on the plane.
I don't know.
They'd catch on to you and they'd stop you, right?
I don't know.
I think that in that scenario, yeah, there might be like an exception for someone whose family is in economy and maybe, hey, we need to switch because the kids are acting up, whatever. The teens are acting up. But I can't, it doesn't shock me that there's people who live like this and do shit like this, but this is giving Kendall Roy vibes.
I've
Kendall wants to be with the kids. Kendall wants to be with them.
Does he?
He was willing to lay down in front of the car. He's willing to go to a court,
Yeah,
Dave.
he really tried real hard.
I've upgraded to business class. I don't know the difference between business and first class really, but I've upgraded to business class a couple of times, not to brag. It was very reasonable when I did it. It really is a total.
Dylan, it's okay if you've flown first class.
It really is a total
You don't have
game
to apologize.
changer. Like the experience is a lot.
You're not a
better.
man of the people.
Okay.
The New York Times is also the same people that published a column recently about how kids should not fly in first class at all, which to me is not as
That's a super privileged move because kids they don't give a shit. I mean, they do, but like they don't need first class.
No, but to say that kids shouldn't be there because like they're kids is also like,
Right.
If a family can afford it and you want to fly with your kid and you want to sit
Yeah.
in first class, you shouldn't be shamed for having your kid there.
If you're flying with if a group of us are going on a golf trip or something, if one of us wanted to upgrade to business class, that's not a big deal. We're not a family unit. But this guy is
It's true.
Yeah.
If I'm flying somewhere with a group of friends, unless I'm sitting directly next to someone, like say Dave, I'm on the aisle, Dave's middle, we got someone there. If I'm not in the same like row as you, I'm probably not talking to anyone the entire time. Even if you're
Yeah.
across the row, I'm not going to be sitting there like chopping it up.
That's something you do in your 20s when you're going on like your first couple of bachelor parties and you get up and you go and you just go chat it up in the middle of the flight. Like once you get to our age, it's like, yeah, we pretty much know the drill here.
I'll see you on the other side.
Yeah.
buddy.
Now that I know what it feels like to travel with a kid, like having 3 hours on a plane with no kid to manage and just like an iPad in front of me, it's legitimately a time I can use to actually enjoy myself and like read or watch something I need to catch up on. I don't know. Maybe we should.
I enjoy it.
Should we do like an Andrew Tate segment where we make a case for this guy?
I don't think so, man.
Okay. All right.
His poor wife. Like that's just so rude. It's so rude.
She needs to start
It's
upgrading herself
hilariously
using
bad.
his credit card and just upgrading herself and being like, sorry. Oh, I'm sorry.
It feels like he's just conditioned her to think this is acceptable
He
behavior.
has.
Yeah.
You could also convince me this is not real.
Because it's so egregious.
Yeah, like it's like, I'm sorry, but like if no one writes in, I feel like no one should write into the New York Times about this. Like if you know it's that bad that you're going to write the New York Times, like then you just need to figure it out.
Right. But there are people who think this way. There are like
Oh yeah.
totally selfish dickheads. Like, you know what? I'm just going to take care of myself and the rest, so be it. There are people like that. So it probably is. If this case isn't real, there are real versions of it.
You know, not talked about enough that on the flight to Dylan's bachelor party, in which many of us were on, one of your high school buddies, who I won't name,
Eugene,
was on the flight and
my best friend growing up, my best man at my first wedding.
didn't like, okay,
I didn't know he was
tell
on
you
our
he was on
plane
the
until we
flight?
landed.
Was like 6 rows up and like, wait, that's your buddy Eugene. And he just like didn't.
And he knew that I was on that flight.
Yeah.
Psychotic move.
We got there. I'm like, Eugene, what flight were you on? He goes, dude, I was on your flight. Oh, really? You're just now telling me now that we're in Nevada?
That was hilarious. I've never seen that done before.
He moves to the beat of his own drum. He's one of those guys. He was like, oh, I had some work to do, so I was on the computer. Like, okay,
Yeah,
what does that have to do with what does that have to do with saying hi to me? It's my bachelor party. I invited
As someone
you.
who had never really met him before, and as somebody who I didn't realize that was happening, had I known that situation had happened in that way, I think I would have avoided talking to him during the entire bachelor party, just being like, well, he clearly doesn't want to hang out with us. So I'm just
weird.
not going to hang. I'm not going to give him the time of day.
Knowing him as well as I do, it wasn't totally shocking to me because he's just different. He also looks just like Beto. He's a Beto clone, younger version, but
Okay. Yeah. Better hair.
he gets it all the time.
The guy that harassed me at the park this weekend had a Beto sticker on the back of his car, and it kind of turned the tide. Like I used to love Beto because like Dave and him like bonded over chicken nuggets at Chick-fil-A at an airport.
Still get shit for not approaching him, but
No. Now that I didn't approach De Niro with his son, I understand why you didn't approach Beto with his son.
it was airport, and I was like, man, you know what? If I was Beto, if I was anyone like of note, I don't want to get approached in the airport with my kid in line for Chick-fil-A. I will say the kid was well behaved, and I will also say Beto did not get Chick-fil-A. He went to the salad place next door.
Okay.
While I respect your position, I do think an airport is maybe one of the places that you have more clearance to be like, love, hey, what up?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, sure. As a low level regional celeb, yes, you can do that. But just like I feel like with Beto, politics, that's dicey. Just especially with the kid, you know, I'm sure he gets approached by mainly fans, but you know, there's always an outlier out there who's gonna go tell him why this policy is bad.
Brett saw him at Carve the other night.
Is that true?
I mean, you'd
It
have
was
to ask
probably,
Brett.
probably just Eugene. He thought it was Beto.
Yeah, you probably have to ask Brett.
It's probably just some accountant.
Yeah.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Accounting? No.
No. What's up?
Huh. Yeah, this guy gets the asshole award of the week.
I still think we should do a segment where we make a case for him.
It might be a tough sell, but we could definitely try it.
Like, I think we should do. I think we should start doing segments where we give both sides. We put out clips for both. We see what gets more traction, and then we just go in those directions.
A/B test.
Yeah, we'll A/B test takes,
I like it.
and then we'll see like when people start filing in more on
Okay.
TikTok and things of that nature.
I mean, polarizing takes do get traction.
Maybe we should just do a segment called the A/B test, where we like one of us takes the other
I like
side,
it.
and then the other one takes the other, and we
I
just
like it.
really try it.
All right, so hear me out.
Dude,
Like hardball in its heyday.
let's
Yeah.
hear them out.
Yeah.
Like, pardon the interruption
Ooh.
in its heyday.
Still on? Yeah.
Sure, man.
I'm asking.
I don't
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's all like Zoom cams now, though. Like, they're never in the studio together, which I
What's
don't.
up with that?
I mean, I'm fine with that, I guess. Like, they're getting older. Tony's probably wrapping things up relatively quickly.
Is Woody Hayes still writing quirky shit
It's a
on the
different
show?
Different show, dog.
Oh.
Come
Different
on.
show.
Come on.
Around
Watch
the
sports one
horn.
time, my guy.
Around the horn. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Remember your version around the horny?
Yeah.
That didn't sail. But
Yeah.
it was a good idea.
It's doing all right.
Can we talk about last night's episode of Succession? Season 4, episode 9, Church and State. We had Logan's funeral last night.
I can't believe what happened in the bullpen before we started recording.
Oh man, see. he's
Did I
gonna
go too
regret
far?
this.
Did I bad cop, too bad cop?
Dude, I brought up Succession last night, which was the penultimate episode, right? In my opinion, a fantastic episode, really intense. Plenty happened. A lot of influential people throwing their weight around. So I was like, man, what an episode.
A lot of people emerging in roles that they previously weren't doing.
We had a character just absolutely break down.
We had a character absolutely soar.
Yeah, it was awesome. Anyway, I floated out that I liked the episode in the bullpen earlier, and we have a coworker here who owns a little piece of Texas out Pecos way. He weighed in and said, nothing happened, or very little happened, something like that. Did not really like the episode, and I don't understand it.
Let's A/B test it.
He said it was a classic nothing happened Succession episode.
And I could not disagree more.
Like, did he accidentally watch
See-
something from like season 1?
See, Brett is just he's a business guy, and he just wants to see the pieces move. He wants
Pieces
to see
move?
It, like,
Well,
he's worried because there's only one episode left, and he wants to know what this board's going to look like. He wants to know who's going to be running this thing. He wants to know who the CFO, the CSO is going to be. He's just like, get to it. He's champing at the bit. The guy loves business.
Well, we have
Dude,
one
he
more,
was chomping at
we
the
have one more
bit.
episode, and I assume they're going to wrap it all up. But this was a fantastic setup to the finale.
Here's what we need to remember. What we need to truly remember when it comes to Brett is that Brett doesn't traditionally watch TV. I think the only reason he watches Succession is so that people like don't say to him like, "Wait, you don't even watch Succession?"
What are his shows, or does he not have
Exactly.
shows?
Exactly. Like Randy can support me in this. Like Brett doesn't. He hardly watches anything.
Like it's Succession and like Outer Banks and then
Yeah.
sports.
He gets
That's
horned up for
fucking sick.
Outer Banks when it comes out, and then
That's
it's just
sick.
sports.
That's a
That-
great line.
That's my girlfriend likes to watch this, so I'm going to watch it. Show, right?
OBX?
Right?
I don't know. Everyone loves a treasure hunt.
I mean, for him to choose those two
Randy
shows,
doesn't have a
that's what
girlfriend.
I'm
He
saying.
watches it.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Will.
But of all the shows available, if that's the one you hone in on, like, I don't know, it might be a girlfriend.
Yeah,
request.
especially when
Randy's
there's, like-
girlfriend is Sarah Cameron.
It is kind of crazy, especially like you got all these shows to watch. Like we're in the era of prestige TV. You've got Tulsa King, among others. You've got Love Island. Barry caught up.
Righty.
Oh,
Barry.
Back to the episode, Church and State. So damn good.
More of a church and skate guy. I thought
What
it was
did
one
you
of
like about
NoFX's
it?
best albums.
I liked how intense the eulogies were.
mhm.
They do a good job of like making things feel very, very real in the moment. Like episode 3 when Logan passed. This was like, oh my God, this is super intense. I feel like I'm in the room with these guys. And to see Roman absolutely just lose it in the way he did and break down and shake and not able to speak was very intense.
Were you expecting it?
I thought it was one of the best acted scenes I'd seen in a minute. I was
were
not
you expecting
expecting
a breakdown?
I was
Okay.
not expecting a breakdown.
I asked the Sunday Scaries followers on Instagram beforehand for predictions. So many people predicted the utter breakdown that I thought it might happen, but so many people were like adamant that it was going to happen that when it started happening, I was like, oh, I kind of feel like I spoiled it for myself by crowdsourcing takes.
Before the episode, no, but when the episode started and he was overly confident, just like, in the mirror, just
That was well done.
very confidently delivering some lines and like ad-libbing. It was like, okay, something might go wrong here. You kind of felt that that would happen, but not before the episode. I
He's
didn't.
finally come to terms and is grieving the death of his
And-
father.
And as he's walking up to the podium, he's like, "What does he say? I pre-grieved."
Gross.
He's been
Is
saying
Carl-
pre-grieve for a while. Yeah.
Was it Carl that was, or Frank? I think it might have been Frank. It was like, he said, "How you doing, son?" or whatever.
Yeah.
I pre-grieved and I'm not your son, or whatever he said.
Yeah. He's been, I guess, I don't know if it's compartmentalizing it, but
Yeah.
he has been saying, like, oh, I pre-grieved. And that's kind of how he's been referring to it.
Turns out he hadn't.
He was edging the grief.
Yeah. You almost felt bad for him, but at the end of the day, he's a little bitch.
I mean, he's a scumbag. Like, he's through and through, the guy's a scumbag.
And
I
this-
know he lost his father, so that sucks. But
This family cannot stop talking business, even when it's like super inappropriate to do so. Like at your father's funeral, the former CEO of the company.
I want to see the cutting room floor of the takes that were not used for the scene where he was talking in the mirror and hyping himself up within the confines of that place. Because I think they just said, like, hey, walk around and be Roman for as long as you possibly can, and I bet it's really incredible.
The view from his bedroom is so sick, by the way, of New York City.
I'm familiar. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm familiar with that
Yeah,
place.
you were just there.
Oh fuck, I was. And I was. The funeral scene was incredible. I thought the way that Kendall swooped in and Kendall just showed, like, okay, you're clearly that you have dog in you. You have dog in you now.
Well, he's always shown little hints of having that dog in him, like the press conference when he threw Logan under the bus.
But I also feel like he was so concerned with the way that his dad viewed him that he could never let that dog eat. And last night, that dog was eating good.
Yeah, he it was a hell of a performance. And then, of course, they were supportive of Roman in the moment because he was going through it, and he was like, he embarrassed himself. But then when they finally, like, when things calmed down a bit, and it was just Roman and it was Kendall one-on-one, he was like, look, you fucked it. That was an excellent scene,
That was an
too.
alpha dog move.
Like, you fucked it.
It was a total pat on the head. Like, yeah, you fucked it.
You just showed everyone why you cannot be in this role.
exactly. He knew exactly what he was doing when he walked in and had the casual. Yeah, he fucked it.
You fucked it.
Yeah.
And Roman was like, all right, man, like, come on, like, take it easy on me. Like, well, you fucked it.
He did.
And it changed their strategy.
This episode made me wanting more from Ewan. To my knowledge, it's the first he's appeared in this season, and the idea that, like, Greg was just going to be able to, like, not, like, just prevent him from speaking. Like, really, what did you want Greg to do?
He couldn't have done anything.
Like,
I loved it when Greg looked back at I think he they showed Shiv right after, but he just looked at the kids like, what the fuck am I supposed to do?
He said, you're making a scene. He goes, no, you are, Greg. Let me speak.
how do you think it plays out if Ewan doesn't speak and Roman does get to do?
He's fine.
Roman's the first. Does he?
think it's
You
fun.
Does he
think,
nail it?
you think he completely torpedoed Roman's?
I think it got him thinking about, like, his dad and who he was, and for the first time, like, his legacy, maybe, kind of existentially, and it obviously rattled his cage, like,
Yeah.
quite a bit. It turns out. I also found it that the last scene with Roman when he's like, I'm gonna walk home, which I thought that was gonna end way more poorly for him than it did. As he's, like, provoking protesters. I'm like, was waiting for Antifa to just jump his ass.
Oh, I thought
Like,
he was going to get like real fucked
I did
up.
too. I was,
Yeah.
that was the only unrealistic thing of the show. I was like, oh, there's no way this would have been just like him getting a little bit of a, pop to the eye or whatever happened.
That made him look pitiful.
Another scene that I really enjoyed, it was also made me uncomfortable, was when they were all just jockeying for Minkin,
Yeah.
Minkin, his
Minkin.
attention when they were, after the funeral, and they were all just trying to get some FaceTime with him. And
I mean, Roman
oh my god,
or Kendall's legitimately just standing there, like, trying to, like, get shit done. And when Greg pops up out of nowhere, it's like, yes, this is exactly who I wanted to pop up out of
Like,
nowhere and talk to Mencken.
terrible timing. This is not important. Save it, Greg. And then of course Lucas wants some FaceTime with him too.
Connor.
And then the whole shit.
Dude,
with
would have loved to
Lucas.
see Connor's eulogy.
Oh,
I
we were
really-
robbed of that.
We were robbed of that. And man,
Yeah.
there's no way he wrote that himself. It's so, Connor's so good.
There's so many fantastic characters.
Um,
Love the episode so much.
predictions.
I think Kendall is the successor. I think he's the choice, but it's almost seems so obvious that it's not going to happen.
Whose choice?
I think after the eulogy he pulled off, I just and he's been like the underlying like main character throughout the entire series, I think.
I don't even think it's been underlying.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I mean, everything
You're probably
everything
right.
does revolve around Kendall.
Like he has a little bit, like there was the episode where Logan said you're not a killer, right? And I think he's shown that he has a little bit of that killer in him. I don't know. I think it's
He goes back and forth, right? Because like he showed 2 episodes ago that like he is kind of incapable of running, like dealing with like, election night, of dealing with like problems on the fly.
yeah.
But he steps up in a lot of situations and like destroys, even though it was kind of a lot of word salad, like what his eulogy. It was still delivered quite well.
Yeah.
I think what's going to happen, my take. I think the deal goes through with Mattson. I think so. He when he called Shiv and told her like kind of like, "Hey, this is going to go through. We're going to do an American CEO." I think the American CEO. I think he's gonna fuck over Shiv. I think he's gonna go with Kendall, and that's gonna be because it's right now. It looks like things are too perfect for Shiv. Not perfect.
Shiv
but like,
ain't into
she's in a great spot. In her own mind as far as her career.
Shiv ain't end of this series as CEO. That's not how this is.
I don't think so.
If she
either.
does, I will be the first one to admit I was completely wrong. You can't. It's just not going to happen.
My dark horse is Tom.
So I'm not allowed to give my take before you start talking dark
I'm
horses,
sorry.
dog.
I'm sorry.
I think if it's not one of the kids, 100% Tom. I could easily see Tom wiggling his way in.
Tom's married to the game.
Tom's married to the person who could be the CEO if Mattson goes through. Tom could be, an easy default if there's something that comes up with Shiv, and Shiv is like, well, I want the father of my kid to be the CEO of Waystar.
True.
I'm doing this. Like, there's too many things. Tom, I'm still hooked on the thing that Tom told Greg about keeping information inside until you can slap someone in the face with it or whatever he said. Like, I feel like there was something to that scene that I want to see more from.
What is the information that he's alluding to?
I don't know.
Could be that maybe he found out about Kendall in Scotland or wherever they were.
Yeah.
I mean, Kendall still got that body that he caught. He talked to was that his old driver last night, old security guard, old whatever, that he was kind of saying like, work for me. You're working for, or come work for me.
That was Logan's
Hugo?
security detail.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, not Hugo.
No, not Hugo. It was a guy after
tall
Hugo.
security-
Oh, yeah.
security guy.
But like
Forgot
that, he
his
wants
name.
that guy on his side. Like, I don't think that situation's really. We might see some of that.
I kind of love Hugo. He's really slimy, but like he just like whatever.
Woof,
Fuck
woof.
yeah, Wolf. I'll be your fucking bitch.
Yeah, if
Pay
pay
me.
me.
I'll do whatever you want.
Fucking he's a dude you want on your team.
I mean, if I'm assembling my team, I want every one of those guys. I want
They
Hugo.
have a-
I want Jerry. I
they have a
want
good squad.
Frank, and I want what's his face. Like, I want all of them on
Carl.
my team. Yeah, like none of them have shown like they're all shitty in their own way, but they all want the same thing, which is a huge amount of power and a huge amount of money. I want all of them.
Yeah.
Is there any way that one of the C-suite people becomes CEO on the low?
I feel like there would have been more setup. Like
I agree.
for that in this episode.
Jerry,
right?
maybe?
But like I
Jerry's
what Dave
was my
said.
pick
What Dave
2
said
months
is
ago.
what I'm thinking right now. Like there wasn't enough from any of them in the last episode. In this
It
past
could also
episode.
be a safe choice, though. The kids are so unhinged.
There was part of me thinking that this episode might have ended with an actual solution. And then the final episode might have
Yeah.
been an afterthought. Because a lot of series have done that in the past where like you kind of find out the information that you need to know in the second to last episode, and then the final episode is almost like the ripple effects of that. Because if they like fast forwarded to what these kids are doing, or if they just kind of showed like a different lifestyle for them, I think it would have been super interesting to see.
Question.
Yeah.
What is your finale excitement level compared to, classic series like Breaking Bad? Like, how excited are you for this thing to get wrapped up?
Not nearly as excited as I have been for other series. One, I don't want it to end. 2, I feel like the cliffhanger from last night's episode, which was essentially the Shiv news of her finding out that Mattson was gonna get the deal and there's gonna be an American CEO, that didn't get me excited and it didn't piss me off. Like, it didn't really do much for me other than say, like, "Okay, we're getting closer." Um, and I think that there's so much to wrap up that I'm worried about this finale more than I am excited for it.
We know that it's 90 minutes. We got an hour and a half, which is probably the longest they've ever done. So I like that.
We have Stewie per the trailer. Stewie was in the mix a little bit. Dave and
Yeah.
I have been clamoring for more Stewie for a
Yeah,
while
I got to
now.
get Stewie.
I'm really excited. I mean, I hate to see this show end because it's so
Interesting.
fantastic.
Interesting. Stewie wasn't at the funeral.
Yeah.
The funeral had a couple production things that I would have maybe edited.
I can't believe Tom didn't go to the funeral. I know he was very busy, but still, you got to at least make an appearance, right?
He
Yeah.
made it to the memorial.
I'm not a big continuity guy in these shows because I understand the limitations, but with how empty the room was when they started to start the funeral, and then when they panned to everything, how full it was just like, oh, they didn't do a good job of
Yeah.
doing that for a show of this ilk. That's okay though. I'm not here to shit on the show. It's probably my favorite running show right now.
Yeah, I'm excited for the finale, but not. I'm anticipating kind of an open-ended, up to your interpretation finale. So, it's hard to get stoked for those. Maybe I'll be wrong. I don't think it'll be definite. And like, this is what Kendall's doing now. This is what Shiv's doing. You know, and I don't think you'll get like a wrap up of each character. You'll probably get some kind of meta thing with Kendall. Ultimately, where he takes control, and it's like he's gonna lose his family, but now he's becoming his father. I don't know.
It's Kendall.
It's Kendall,
I don't know.
right? Or
don't
what if
know.
a wild card like fucking Connor? Connor swung a
Don't
deal.
listen to him
on
say, "I don't know."
Sylvania.
He's the one who first said Kendall.
I'm
I know,
A/B
but it
testing.
seems like
I'm
like such a
A/B.
logical choice that I doubt myself when I predict that. You know,
If it, yeah.
it
If
seems
it's
so
just
logical.
if it's just Shiv, then I'm sure they'll do it in a way that won't disappoint. But that would be a little bit like, huh, okay.
If it's any kid but Kendall, I'll be bummed. If it's
It won't
Tom
be
or
Roman.
like if it's Tom, I will be like, okay, we're riding. Let's do this.
Tom
Anyone
makes
else, I'm going to be
sense.
like, man, that didn't end the way I wanted it to. Like, I want to see someone that I like in power. I like Tom. I think Tom's ruthless. I think Tom is like sneaky, ready for this.
He
Like, I think he would
subverted
love to do it.
democracy.
Yeah. Well,
He's
like,
willing to.
yeah, like I think that Tom would be a hilarious person to get the role, and so that's why I kind of want Tom to get it.
I would love it if Tom got it.
Just for purely entertainment purposes, Tom would be a great person to get it.
Tom's so great.
Man, Mattson sucks. He's like a shithead. He's a piece of shit, right? So it's like he's exactly the kind of guy who would not give it to Shiv because she's pregnant. Like he joked about it, but that is something that is in his mind.
He kind of looked weak for the first time when he was in front of Minkin. Like he looked like he was annoying him, and he was just like, I don't know.
Menken's face.
Yeah, like stop talking to me.
No, I'm just saying I want to punch his face.
Oh, I
It's
thought
very punchable.
his response,
But that too.
when Lucas was talking to him, it was like,
Yeah.
I don't want to hear this right now.
Any closing thoughts?
Can't wait.
Let's hear from our friends over at Rocket Money. Rocket Money is an app, a service. It's something that I use often. They email me a lot, and I like it. They give me updates. This is what you spent this week. This is what you spent last week. This is the difference. They have so much financial information that I need to know, but sometimes I'm just not really feeling like looking it up. But what they really have is a way of making your subscriptions more manageable. Do you guys know how much your subscriptions really cost? Most Americans think they spend around $80 a month on subscriptions, but the actual total is way closer to $200. If you don't know exactly how much you're spending every month, you need Rocket Money. Rising prices, lunchflation, pastaflation, all the flations are happening.
Mm-hmm.
If you're looking for ways to cut costs, you need Rocket Money. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscription, monitors your spending, and helps you lower your bills all in one place. Over 80% of people have subscriptions that they forgot about, and chances are you're one of them. It's like the Stars app that you got just to watch one show, that free gaming trial you never actually used. For me, I had numerous ESPN Plus accounts because I tried to watch a fight one time and I couldn't figure out my password, so I made a new one. And I was an idiot. Never got rid of
That's
it.
a very common one.
I'd bet that almost everyone has something that they forgot they subscribed to that's just out there.
I used to, but then I got Rocket Money. And now I'm just dialed in.
With like, I mean, there's like multiple platforms to like consume content, podcasts, shows, movies. It's very, very easy to have something you forgot about. And I learned that the hard way. So shout out to Rocket Money.
They quickly and easily find your subscriptions. And if you don't want to pay for it anymore, all you have to do is hit cancel, and they'll cancel it for you. It's that easy. Rocket Money also helps you manage your finance in one place, like I was talking about. So you can easily track your budget in real time. You get alerted if something seems weird. It's always nice to get the little email. Ooh, you just got a deposit. And it's like, yeah, we ballin'. Over 3 million people have used Rocket Money, saving the average person up to $720 a year. Stop throwing your money away, cancel unwanted subscriptions, and manage your expenses the easy way by going to rocketmoney.com/circling. That's rocketmoney.com/circling. Finally, rocketmoney.com/circling. You guys see this curb couch?
No.
A lot of people are upset about the curb couch. I didn't know this was a thing, but it makes sense that it was a thing. I didn't know it had a name. Stooping. Apparently, stooping is just the act in New York City of finding things on people's stoops for free and putting them in your place.
Stoops are tight, man.
I know.
We don't get stoops down here.
Yeah, I saw some people. Sally and I were taking a walk, and we met up with Barrett and Laura when we were in New York. It was it was the Wednesday of the event, and we were just taking a walk. We were going to lunch. It was quiet. We were in a nice neighborhood, and there were just people chilling on the stoops, and I was like, man, I'm jealous.
It's chill, right?
Yeah. Remember Hey Arnold? You probably don't. You didn't have a childhood.
I wasn't really into that.
Hey Arnold had stoop kid. Kid just hung out on a stoop all the time.
You never left the stoop?
Stoop.
You got to think this will only enhance her following.
Shout out Bob Stoops. Yes.
Yeah.
Good job,
Shout out to
Dave.
the Renegades.
Yeah, some people are listening to Slightly Stupid. I'm not one of those people, but some are.
Never went through that phase. A lot of
Um,
people did.
So this young lady, she posted a TikTok, which she's now gotten somewhat roasted for. There's a lot of discussion surrounding it. Some would say it went viral.
Okay.
Familiar with viral stuff?
Oh, I've done it. So yeah.
30 million views.
And she found this couch. It's a hip couch, I guess. Not something I would want in my place, but apparently some people do. And it usually goes for about $8,000. She found it on the street. She decided to rehab it, get it all cleaned, had some people help her out, and she put it in her place and posted the TikTok. And this says, those familiar with the pricey brand were skeptical about the authenticity of her found, and some outright called it fake based on the analysis of the couch's material seen in the video. Quote, this is not a real Rocher Bobois. I don't know if that's how you say it.
I think you crushed that.
Based off the fabric, but I think the knockoffs sell for $1 to $2K. So nice find for her, someone said. But others were more concerned about the risk of bed bugs and mold after Joy said the couch had been rained on after she found it. In the viral video, she's shown steam cleaning the furniture and placing it in her apartment.
Okay. Down here, down Texas way, if you leave something by the street, it's like the universal sign of this is up for grabs. Anyone can take it. Stoop couches. Can anyone just grab a stoop couch and
I think
bring
anyone
it
can
home?
grab a stoop couch.
So was it at the street or was it? I mean, I don't know
It's on the
the
curb.
context of what's going on in this video right here, but
This is where she finds it, and she's kind of
Okay.
looking like dumbfounded, like, oh my God, I just found my dream couch. If I have to heavily clean something that I have gotten off of the street, I don't think I'm ever going to be able to get over the idea that that thing was once as gross as it was. And but I also don't think this applies to just anywhere. I feel like if I found something in Austin, I'd be less sketched out than if I found it in New York City.
right.
You walk down the street in New York City, you just get smells that you never even knew existed.
There's
And
no
it's just like,
telling-
what is that?
There's no telling A, how long that couch has been there. B, what's happened on that couch.
How many homeless men have cranked on this couch is what you're
There
asking.
might be some fluids that you want to get rid of.
Pizza Rat might have been over there on that thing.
Dude.
Yeah.
Can you imagine a viral
playing
blue
his
couch
wild
and
card.
Pizza Rat combined, dude?
Dude, imagine. He's
Can you
just walking
imagine that
around
brand
with a slice of
activation?
Zaw. That would be huge.
What company
Rocher
would see that
Boubois
through?
would love it. Yeah, I have questions about if this is your dream couch.
The couch,
It looks comfy.
it's not my style.
But this is only someone's dream couch because they saw it on some like
yeah.
Yes.
trend website and was like, oh, that's sweet. This is not a practical couch.
No, this looks like
It doesn't look comfortable.
No, this looks like it would be in like your kid's like kindergarten classroom,
Yeah.
which is fine.
I'm grossed out. You can't clean it enough.
Yeah, bed bugs
know?
are something that I've been lucky to avoid in my life.
Ooh, I got bed bugs.
What's the scene with those, man? Like,
Well, I
what's the mentality that you have once you discover you have bed bugs?
I don't know if I had bed bugs, but I got scabies once, and I'm pretty sure it was just my apartment was infested with them. A lot of my friends got scabies.
Oh, you got this Sunday scabies.
I got the scabies.
You got the Sunday scabies.
Very uncomfortable to
Did you
get.
get
sick.
them?
Yeah. I had some friends that got scabies, and I don't like. I honestly, based on the situation at hand, I think I should have gotten them too. I never got it.
I did the bug bomb in my house. We got to clear out for 12 hours or something.
Yeah.
So that killed them, but the scabies lasted on my skin for a minute. I had to go to the doctor and get it was
Was that the
gross.
year you went to ACL with Ross in the rain?
No, I did Ross. We got scabies 2 different times.
Good.
Like
So,
you,
yeah.
you've had scabies twice, or you and Ross had separately had scabies for a total of 2 times getting
We
scabies.
separately had scabies once each. Well, he might have gotten it since then. I don't know, but I've got it exactly once.
What did he
Scabies
get it
boys.
from?
Uh,
Is he gonna like that we're talking about his scabies?
no, he's written a quite.
Yeah.
It's a pretty
He thought he had
hilarious story.
herpes,
He
and
thought
it
it was.
freaked him
something
Oh, I
else.
forgot
Yeah.
about that.
He got it at ACL. He thinks in the rain. It was 2008 or 9. It was a rainy ACL, ponchos, and
Damn,
not
that's a good
Mexican
sponsor.
buffet.
That's a good sponsor. for
Not
sure.
raise the flag. Everybody's just wet and miserable in the mud, and he got scabies.
Yeah, scabs.
I never got it.
I think most people don't get it.
I know, but all my buddies got it one summer,
Really?
and it was like, "Will, when's Will getting it?"
My whole group of friends got it, man.
I also think I have something with my body that is averse to those like itchy things because I've never gotten poison ivy.
Oh,
I've never had to worry about that kind of stuff.
your boy is very allergic.
Your
to poison
histamines are
ivy.
different.
Yeah.
They call me powder
This
because I don't itch.
this couch has some kind of bug embedded somewhere in it.
Out of all the city, like I can understand doing this in a lot of cities, in a lot of places where you find something on the side of the street, you rehab it yourself, and you make something beautiful out of it. I ain't taking a sopping wet couch from outside of someone's apartment in New York City. That's just not what I'm doing. Look, you can even see in this photo, like it's like when the kid from high school who wore the really baggy jeans that like walked in from the rain at recess.
That part is grossing me out.
Like, how long does it take to wash that totally out?
It looks like it's been sitting in a frat house for 6 months. No one's cleaning that shit. At least not the one we went to, Dave.
Like Sal and I
No.
bought it. We bought a fabric cleaner thing, and it's like one of the most satisfying things of all time to do. And as efficient and nice as it is, it still doesn't, it doesn't rectify everything. And
Yeah.
if there's anything sketchy in this couch, like
There's no way to sufficiently clean this couch.
there's centuries of just nastiness coming from the pavement in that city, just getting up in your couch.
Mm-hmm.
But New York City people are also built much different than me. So like maybe they just I feel like if you live in New York, you have to live with a general amount of filth that other people in other places aren't okay with. They're walking everywhere. We're not. We're getting in our nice air conditioned cars and just going straight to our door.
They get their steps in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
I can't believe this is an $8,000 couch potentially. That's shocking to me.
But couches are expensive, man. Like
Couchflation.
couches are very expensive. So I can see how if this became popular, especially among like, trendy internet people, that like I could see how it could get up to 8. But it still seems very dumb to pay $8,000 for a couch that does look like it should be in a children's museum.
Is this one of those couches that comes in like a small box and you just open the box and it just unfolds itself?
I don't think this is that type of couch.
It'd be cool if it was.
I like how mattresses tell you that you have like 30 days to return it, but like they know you're not going to figure out how to get that thing back anywhere.
No one's
Like, what am I
returning a
going to do?
mattress.
Shove it back in the shrink wrap and send it back to you?
Yeah, how do you
You
send
get
that
out the
back?
bungee cords and strap it to the roof of your car like it's
Oh.
Mitt Romney's dog on a trip.
Shittiest thing I ever did, not ever, but like a shitty thing I did was we got a free mattress through Grand X and I just sold it to a dude. And he was like, "Why are you selling this mattress, this brand new mattress? You haven't even taken it out of the packaging." And I was like, "I host a podcast and we got it. And
Mhm.
I just got a free one like 3 months ago.
It's a
So
good
like,
call.
I don't know what to do with this. I don't know if he became a listener or not. I think he was more,
Yeah, man, I'll check it out.
I think he was more confused than anything as to why I was just getting rid of numerous mattresses. But that was also when I was mentally gone. From Grand X, not life.
Yeah,
No,
no, I
okay.
got
Yeah,
it.
yeah, you
Yeah.
get it. Like,
This
you
chick
get it.
looks cool.
Yeah.
She's
Like
got
I
a
think
cool-
overall she might be cool.
Yeah, she looks cool.
I feel bad that she's getting just absolutely roasted off the face of the earth. For
30
this,
million
but
views, man. That's pretty good.
Maybe I'd get bed bugs if it meant getting 30,000 or 30 million views for something at Wash Media.
Best case scenario for her,
And if anyone says differently, you're done.
the Boubois company, they see this and they just send her like a new one. They're like, "Hey, check it out."
That would be
That's a smart play.
That would be a
They
good
should
play.
do that, but I don't know if a luxury couch company. I don't know if they're gonna do bits like that.
My bug bomb killed a scorpion too that I did not know was in my apartment at the time.
Oh man,
Yeah. Crazy, man.
Dude, I had a scorpion bite me the other day, and I flexed my muscle, and it just popped the thing out. It went flying.
You should have collected its venom, as it is the most valuable liquid in the world.
I did. I snorted it.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
How'd you feel? Did you hallucinate?
It's weird. I passed out for like 8 hours.
Yeah.
hmm Saw the other side.
I just got a crazy headache just now. Just hit
Dude,
me
I
like
had
a
one as
ton of
I
bricks.
rolled in this morning. I had to take something.
Ton of bricks.
Yeah.
Mm.
Dude, I'm worried that we have like allergy issues going on in Austin that aren't like nasal anymore, and they're just going straight to the dome piece.
man, think about all the pollen that's collected on that couch.
Gross.
That's where my head goes.
Dude.
Dave's just going straight to allergies.
Dude.
Yeah, like obviously like blood, piss, cum, all that stuff I'm
Yeah.
thinking about, but pollen is the one.
I mean, I famously got a new lounge chair for our patio, and the other day I walked out there and like I was like, oh, I need to shake this thing out. It's just covered in pollen.
Yeah.
We didn't-
Dander.
We didn't even mention Kendall's line of "You're too online,"
to
which felt like another.
Wait,
like,
when was that? I must have
his
missed
what?
it.
To
he was
Rava.
talking to his baby mama.
That's good.
You're too online.
Dave, he wants to be around his family.
He does, but he's torn. It's the duality of Kendall.
He wants to be around them.
Wants to be this good. He wants to be the good guy, but he just can't help himself. He throws the election, or joins Roman and Tom. It's just, yeah. No, I think deep down he does, and maybe that Kendall comes out on next Sunday. But I don't know, man. Shout out to Rava though.
Something else we didn't talk about was the way that all the ex-wives got kind of drummed up and sat in the row together.
And the mistresses.
I really enjoyed that. The
Yeah,
line
that
that
was funny.
I can't. I'm sorry that I can't differentiate the names. They haven't been around enough for me to really learn.
Caroline's the original mommy.
When she said like, "Oh yeah, she was this to me,"
She was my Carrie.
that was just like that was perfect.
Yeah.
That was perfect. Unhinged.
Yeah, that
move.
was nice.
Unhinged.
Yeah,
move.
if I'm
Touching.
if I'm Logan and I'm looking down,
Like,
I'm like,
Hey, I did pretty well for myself in these years.
don't know if I need mistresses sitting front row with, but you know what?
Hey,
All in all,
they're all kind of bad though in their own way, you know.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
No, they are. Shout out to the moms. Touching Mother's Day tribute.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You ready to get out of here?
Yeah, let's do it.
Bye bye.
Bye.